Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Archie's eating the pumpkin and the carrot right now. He missed the turkey.
It was good.
We had another one, but it covered everybody's names, so we took that one off. Happy Tuesday. If you do not know, I am Kat, the nurse deliverer. Dalton is out of school, so he is here hanging out.
Till December 1st.
Till December 1st.
It's wild. Nice.
It's what?
Good enough.
He's out for 9 days. That is, I went the wrong way. That's my co-host, Sonny, Las Vegas. And we are joined, below me is Archie, Biscuit, but he has been on with us before. And then Catty Corner is Sid. Sid has not, so Sid is new. So I am going to make Archie and Sid big, let them introduce themselves. We have a lot of questions already, so make sure you get your questions in soon. And yeah, here is Archie.
I'm Biscuit Butt. My name is Archie. I am not very active on YouTube other than in other people's chats and comments when they're live. I have more of a presence on TikTok, if anything, but I do sell mainly on eBay, also some of the live selling platforms. I'm starting to vamp up on WhatNot now. And I also sell local on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, the Nextdoor app, things like that. And I source mainly from storage units and estate sales and garage sales. And I actually source a lot from the Freebie app. So download the Freebie app. There are free things out there that you can get for free and make tons of money. Sid, your turn.
Nice.
I love free things. All right, here's Sid.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sid. I've been reselling for about 5 years. I just started on Depop, but I started off on eBay, and then now I'm back on WhatNot. I took about a 5.5 month break, but then now I'm back trying to get consistent again on WhatNot. I don't do any YouTube. I don't do any videos or anything like that. I do have a small account on Instagram. Slowly getting on TikTok and stuff like that. So just trying to get consistent back on WhatNot.
Perfect. Yeah, I was doing like 1 to 2 shows a week, and then I didn't do one. I did one right before we came live here. It's so I wish I could find like a day and a time, because I think consistency is key on WhatNot. But I just have to randomly go live when I have time, because I don't have that much time. All right. So first up, this one's long, so I got to read it. It's in, hold on. Where's number 1? I lost. Why did we not have number 1? Uh-oh. Hold on.
Marsha.
Oh,
no. No, I did it. Oh, no. She talked to me about this morning. That was number 1, so I didn't put that. So she accidentally sold a red glass Santa tree topper for $50. And she's saying she accidentally sold it because she couldn't find comp. She sent it to me. I'm pretty sure it is a DeCarlini because of the face, and the painting on the Santa matches perfectly for DeCarlini. It is glass. She researched for over half an hour just on the Santa to figure out what it was. And she's saying, I confirmed her suspicions that I believe it is a DeCarlini, but she was unable to find the exact piece. And I couldn't find the exact piece either, but this is like a big glass Santa tree topper. It is, to me, it's just like that screaming money. So I told her I would list it at 200 or 250. She sold it for 50. I was thinking this was another item. I didn't know it was the one she had already sold. So my answer was probably a little bit of a slap in the face. So she saying she's scared to call an item by the name if she can't, like DeCarlini is not signed. It is Italian glass ornaments. So she's saying she's scared to call it that if she can't positively identify it. So how do you, she's saying panel and chat, so chat answer as well. How do you handle the situation if you have something, you are pretty sure it is something, but you're not 100%? How are you going to list that item, and how are you going to price it?
I 100% would not put DeCarlini if I didn't know 100% that it was. I would probably do everything I could to just make sure Kat gets on the phone and answers my question before I list it. But if you don't have that available, I personally wouldn't, either unbranded or wait, maybe, if you're not 100% sure. But I mean, if you're 50% sure, I would wait to list it until you do get confirmation from somebody. But otherwise, you just don't want to take that chance to sell it to somebody and then get it sent back, or it not being what you said it was, and just have to do all that hassle. Personally, I wouldn't do it. Now, when it comes to things untested, like generally, like some consoles and stuff, if I don't have a game to test it, I'm not going to I'll put that it's tested and it's working, and I'll take that chance, 50-50 chance that there's not going to be any issues, things like that. But if it comes to name brand, yeah, I wouldn't just chance it. Maybe the WhatNot guy would.
No, if I'm not 100% sure, I wouldn't list it as the name brand. I would utilize all 24 I guess the slots for the pictures, and then try to add a video, and then in the description put a really detailed description. But for to name it as what it is, I wouldn't do it, just because I'm not sure myself. But then again, if they're a true collector, I'm pretty sure they would know if that's, because it's so specific, right? You would think that they're looking for that specific item, especially if it would sell that quick. But yeah, I wouldn't put it as that name if I wasn't 100% sure.
But
Yeah,
I think for her though, the difference was $150, wanting to know if it was the DeCarlini versus just unbranded, right?
I
So
think
that-
even unbranded though, whether it was DeCarlini or not, just because of what it is, I think that value was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be adding in details of the length of it and as much clear photos as I possibly could if I was confident. But with this, they were unsure, and that's the biggest thing. You got to have confidence in it and own up to it. I like Sid's idea of having a video, so that way they're seeing it for themselves. I think that's a big take on it, especially for what Sid said. Also, collectors that are looking for it, they're not looking for it by accident. Although we do find things by accident, we're just wowed by it. Like, oh my gosh, can't believe I found this. But it also reminds me of things other than DeCarlini, of like Fenton and Murano that's all out there. And majority of them that I've sold are Fenton and Murano, and most of them aren't signed nor have a sticker. So how do you do it? It's experience, having confidence, reaching out. And I think the biggest thing to learn from this would just have a little bit more patience and reaching out to family and friends. But everybody's style is different. And sometimes we just don't think because of life. Things happen.
So I would put DeCarlini in it if I was not sure, but I would put a question mark after DeCarlini. That is how I do it, because like I said, when I looked at it, the face of that Santa and the face of DeCarlini Santa is exactly the same. So I've had a few that I've thought were DeCarlini. I wasn't sure. I just put a question mark. That is all I do. That way they know, like I'm saying, and you can even type it like face matches DeCarlini Santa faces. I cannot find this item. DeCarlini is an Italian glass maker. And their items are not signed. And I sold, I want to say like 3 or 4 like that. I put DeCarlini, I put a question mark because I believed it was that. But with that glass topper, that it definitely worth more than $50 regardless. I think if you didn't put a brand, you could have put glass vintage Santa hand painted tree topper and still got $200. I wouldn't kicked myself. I wouldn't have auctioned it. And actually my video tomorrow, I talk about my auctions all failed, every single one of them. And I talk about that in the video tomorrow. But I would have just priced it high. I actually just had a Tinkerbell tree topper. Didn't even know I had it. Like I was like, oh, a Tinkerbell. I Google Lens it. It's a $150 tree topper. It sold in one day. And it's been sitting here. So right now is the time to be listing that stuff. But on the flip side, you paid $2, you sold it for $50. It's a good profit. Let it go. I wouldn't like hang on it. You made a good profit. Somebody either got a good deal or it's another reseller that's going to flip it. But either way, you made a good profit. And that's kind of the bottom line to me. That's a lot of what I have to like get in my head when I do WhatNot and sell these pieces for $3 that are worth $30, $40, $50. You know, as long as I'm making a little bit on it, I'm moving it fast, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. And hold on, I got to unstar these. So she said, since she took 4 spots to get her question up, she sent a $5 super chat. So I should have, Gino, I should have had you make a turkey day. We should have made a turkey day, but it's okay. So I'm going to do my octopus. Here you go. And I do see all of your happy birthdays. So thank you guys. If you don't know, Thanksgiving is my birthday. So I'll be cooking for my birthday because we're doing Thanksgiving at my house. I'll be cooking all day. Happy birthday to me. So thank you all for the birthday wishes. I appreciate them. And I see my good friend Elena sent a $1.99 super chat, said happy Thanksgiving and happy birthday to me. I don't want birthdays anymore, though. I'm at the age where I'm like, okay, like it's all right. I'm good.
Always 28 from now on.
Yeah, 28 plus. It's
Plus.
yeah. I'm not telling you. Plus. All right, I haven't done my swimming in the spring. I haven't, if you guys don't know, I stopped swimming at the springs because I was so behind on my listings and now it's cold. So to go back in, it's gonna take a lot mentally to make myself start back swimming when it's cold, but the water should feel warm at the springs now. But I was 500 behind my employee. I had 500 in my drafts and now I have under 200. So I made a lot of progress by 1 hour, guys. That's all it was. I said, okay, I go to the gym. I don't have to go swimming. That's for me. I'm going to stop and actually make myself work. So just that hour has helped me catch up significantly. And I think sometimes as a business owner or self-employed, you have to do that. Like, yes, I want to go swimming every day, but I'm behind on work. So I had to suck it up and start listing. So here's my swimming video. And I did that. So Elena, Treasure Diva Thrifts, is actually who recorded that video for me. She came to the springs with me and recorded me swimming. And now the sucky thing, I need to catch up on my drafts. The manatees are in the springs now because it's winter. So I could go swim with the manatees every morning. So that's a little more appealing. So hopefully I'm catching up. I'm catching up. And yeah. All right. Let's see. Jack wants to know, do you use the word new in your title for new with tag items, and where in the title do you place it?
Yeah, I actually just put NWT at the very beginning. So, so if it's with tags, so if it's clothing, but if it's something new, like let's just say a hard good, then it's usually, if it's something sealed, like let's say a video game that's sealed, at the end I'll put sealed. But for clothing with tags, I put NWT at the beginning. Anything else, I put new or sealed at the end.
Yeah, that's the same with me. If it's clothing, I would put a NWT, and then for anything else, if it's sealed, then I'll just put sealed at the end.
Pretty much the same thing, but to include if it's new and doesn't have the tag, NWOT, new without tag.
Yeah, so I use new over new with tag. Even if it is something that's new with tags, I will put both if I have room and don't have other keywords that I want to put in. And I don't really have like a designated, like sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes it's at the beginning, and sometimes at the end. I don't have a particular place that I put every single one. But I would, like, if I only had 3 characters, I would put new over new with tags. That's just me, because I don't know how many buyers really are going to put NWT, but I think a buyer would put new when they're searching before they would put NWT. That's just my take on it. I'm gonna eat turkey, LJ, on my birthday. So my boyfriend doesn't like turkey, so I'm cooking turkey and ham. He'll eat the turkey, but he doesn't like turkey. But I love turkey, so I bought 2 turkeys because they were really cheap. So he's like, "Why are there 2 turkeys?" I'm like, "Because after I finish all the leftovers, I might want to make another turkey." So yeah, I bought 2 turkeys. Wendy says I should be back after the new year. She's under contract to sell her house and buy a new house. Then she'll have an entire room, do eBay, and a garage for storage, which will be nice. Space is definitely a nice thing to have. We are slowly but surely running out of space. So I've been doing a lot of jewelry, so I don't take up. I say that, and next to me is a table, a dresser, an antique trunk, and a stool that I just bought. It's hard because I like the smaller furniture items that we can ship because they're worth hundreds of dollars, and they're like relatively compared to most furniture, they're not big, but they take up a lot of space. All right. Mary Jo wants to know, what is something you came to know that you probably should have known or realized much earlier in your online selling journey? She said she feels stupid because she just realized that Mercari has media mail.
Oh, geez. What would I have told early Archie Biscuit Butt if I knew now? That is a freaking good one.
That is a good one.
Probably don't get caught up on trying to maximize your money and accepting reasonable offer sooner than holding out, because I've learned that I'd rather get that money right away and I can invest that money quicker and sell something else just as fast as if I was going to wait for that extra dime, so I can turn my money a lot faster. That's probably what I would do.
I think for me it would be I have this. I'm pretty sure we all have this where we enjoy doing the shopping versus doing the listing, right? So in my mind, I'm just like, I'd rather go out and not find anything than just stay home and think of the things I could have found. But at the same time, it's like I go out and I buy all these things. I'm like, okay, I gotta stock up because when the summertime here in Vegas, the yard sales and the swap meet and stuff like that, it slows down. So I'm just like, I gotta stock up. But then it's like to the point where I'm just like overwhelmed because I have so much stuff. So I'm just like, I need to have a better system. And I think that's one of the most important thing for me is just having a system and a nice working space. That way, when you get in, it's a smooth transition from when you bring the item in to when you process it to when you list it, take photos, and then putting it back in your designated, how you store it. So that would be my thing to tell myself. Even after 5 years, I still do. I tell myself and then I do it again. I go out there and I buy huge lots and then I bring it in and I'm just like, oh, I should have cleared this before I bought this bulk, went out for another bulk sale. But that would be my advice to myself.
I would have told myself, if I knew about it, because I didn't back then, that you could make shipping labels on eBay. I used to wait in line and redo the labels and write them all down until a lady asked me, like, what are you doing? You're always here. Like, you sell on eBay, right? And I was like, yeah. She was like, you can make labels on eBay. So that was the biggest one. I had no idea about thrifting and reselling. It was just something my wife brought up while I was trying to look for a job after college and moving here from Hawaii. And then the other things would be with Sid, what Sid said, to harp on it. And being organized is one of your biggest things, in having a process of how you bring in inventory and get it listed or auctioned to get it in and out, along with shipping supplies. I wish I would have invested in a better light system than going for the more affordable one, because it wasn't very strong. Then I had to re-buy something even better that costs more. And then a home printer. Printers are good, but a shipping thermal label is going to save you time, space, and money. And those are the key things that I wish I would have known about in the very beginning.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Archie, and it's something I'm still trying to make myself do, and that is like not trying to over maximize the profit. If you get a big lot, I used to be really, really strict on myself about I have to list every single one and get every single dollar out of this that I can. And like now I lot stuff up to hit the $25 price point. So like Hallmark ornaments, I love buying lots of those, but the majority are worth like $8 to $10. So now I'll put 3 of them in a lot for $25 to hit my sales price I want to hit versus trying to list every single one individually. And stuff that's really not worth a lot and has a horrible sell-through rate, like just give it away. Like, why take up the space? Why spend the time listing it? It's going to sit here for years. Like, I have some stuff for like $3 that's been here 5 years. Like, what, it's like, what was I doing kind of thing. And I don't want to take away from how I built up, because I did build my business from dollar lots. And I think that it might be a $10 price point for you when you're starting, but lotting stuff up and moving it faster and making a little bit less, I think is the smarter option. So selling those 3 ornaments for 25 instead of individually for 10, I'm moving it faster than I would. And I've gotten a little more lenient on the offers too, like Archie was saying. Not all of them. I don't want to like sell scared. And I think that's a bad thing. I talked about that in my video tomorrow too. Like, the worst thing you want to do is be desperate for money and accepting offers lower than what you really want. And it's a hard thing when you have bills to pay and you're having a slow sales day. So for me, but if I paid $1 or $2 and somebody's offering me 100, I'm like, oh, like, yeah, I have it listed at 150, but somebody's offering me this money now. So like today I declined to, because I was like, this stuff's really worth more, but other days I've accepted it. So I've gotten a little more lenient on that. And I think not being like so dead set on like, I'm not taking less than 10% off. Stop and really think about it before you decline the offer. Because there's been stuff that I got a decent offer. I'm like, nope, it was just listed and I have it 2 years later. I just happen to have that buyer in front of me right after I listed it. So I think that's the big thing. That and the sell-through rate, check the sell-through rate. I wasn't really, I'm not overly still big on it. I do have a mix in my store, but if you don't have space, you need to be OCD about checking your sell-through rate, or you're going to fill up the little space you have really fast and not have any more room. So I'm lucky I have space, but I think I should have paid a little more attention to that. Miss Linda wants to know, can I change my selling categories on WhatNot? You can set, once you're approved, you can sell on any category that you want. The only ones I think that are gated is like the luxury purses. So like your Louis Vuitton, Hermes. Is there any other category that's locked on WhatNot besides the designer stuff?
I just know of the designer. You have to get approved for it.
Yeah, I think that's the only one is the designer purses. So as long as it's not designer purses, then you should be good to go.
Yeah, that's one reminds me of Rachel Strickland when we had her on. She brought up something on WhatNot.
She said she is allowed to do the designer, but that you have to be. And I've tried listing. I have a like Coach. It technically is a designer, but WhatNot won't let me list in that. So I just listed in estate sales. And it at like lower dollar Coach. It's not even higher dollar Coach. So that's what I've been doing as far as for the static marketplace. And then if I do my purse sales, I just do that in estate sales too. Because I figure anything could be under estate sale. That's what we choose for the category on 90% of what we put on WhatNot is estate sales. The Powell Eagle wants to know, is there a way to ship on Mercari on your own using Pirate Ship and the option is missing? I don't think they took the option away. There's a ship on your own button that should, it's still, it was there when I listed earlier today. I don't know why it would go away. Does anybody else know?
No, I haven't sold on Mercari.
I am a horrible reseller because I do not maximize my platforms like I should. And I have no idea anything about Mercari or Poshmark.
I'm with Archie. Does eBay, WhatNot, and knickknacks.
Why is the turkey wagon not there?
Archie ate it.
Maybe
because you have the comments. Oh, where'd it go?
No,
I ate
it's
it.
gone.
Can you give me some stuffing now? Oh, you got better stuff.
No, no, no,
Right.
but then we can't read your name. But I think I know what I did. Hold on. Take that off. Whoa, what did I just do?
Took
And
the
then
background.
hold on. I think I'm going to figure this out. And then I'm going to put the turkey back for Archie to eat. Okay, there. I fixed it. Ta-da. Okay.
I want to share it.
Let's share the turkey. S. Gray says, may not be, we don't have topics. So I put, like at the beginning of this podcast, when I started it 5 years ago, I felt like having one dedicated topic would really limit what we talked about. And so I decided 5 years ago to not ever do a topic. And we just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Just ask questions. So is there a safe way to take payment by e-transfer or in-person sales? So like what, if you are doing in-person sales, do you do anything other than cash? And if you do, what do you do?
Yes, I have actually more and more started using Vimno or Zeal. Not Cash App or PayPal anymore, but just Venmo. Even when I go to garage sales now, people will take Venmo. It's quite
You see it
convenient.
posted up on their table.
I mean, I used to be sketched out on taking, those kind of payments probably like 2 years, well, probably even a year ago. But now I've had zero issues. I'll do Zelle and Venmo all day.
Yeah, same with me. Venmo or Zelle. For
Usually,
in-person.
oh, I'm sorry, Sid.
Oh, good. That was it.
Usually with friends and stuff or my gardener, I use Zelle. But for my vintage booth, next month may be my last month there because my son, I'm hoping will be home by the end of next month. And that's 3 days of commitment that I don't want to be away from him. So I am working on some things. I hope it works out with me and some friends on something. But during my vintage booth, I started using, and this name has changed, so don't look for this name, but it transferred over to something else. So PayPal had this money app to take in, and it was called Ziddle. It was a weird name, does not match with PayPal, but they have since then changed from last month and recently to PayPal POS, and it's a really good app. I like it. I could remove the tax if I want. It's very easy when I'm plugging in the numbers on there. Say 200, I could add the tax or remove the tax or adjust it. And it shows me everything in the listing, or if I want to download some items, if I have, say, bulk of one particular thing or several bulks items, I could do that as well. But I just type in the number, I could give it to them. It's only my iPhone, so I could take it as a tap. I don't need anything to plug in, to swipe, and as long as their card is a tap, it works out. The only thing with getting the money from PayPal to, say, my business account, business bank account, is that I have to actually go into PayPal itself to do it. But it's the same thing. It's just a separate entity of PayPal POS with PayPal, and it's super simple. I like it. It's very enjoyable, and it reminds me I need to transfer the money over from the weekend.
Yeah, I have PayPal. I prefer PayPal because a lot of my payments go into there, so I like to use that to pay. But I also have Zelle, I have Cash App, I have Venmo, just because of what different people will take. I've never had any issues with them. My PayPal was hacked. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was pretty like common at that time that a lot of people's PayPal got hacked. I got my money back, but my PayPal account did get hacked. But I still, because a lot of the payments that I take come through PayPal. So I don't have a choice. Like WhatNot will, I could deposit the bank account. I prefer to deposit it to PayPal. But yeah, so I think most of them relatively are safe. I did learn when Mercari banned me for a stupid reason years ago that I don't ever, like, my threshold is $100. Once I hit $100 on any of the platforms, on WhatNot, on Mercari, on Poshmark, I withdraw, even if that's every day. Because I'm worried they're going to shut my account down. And like my funds, luckily when that happened with Mercari, it was only like $60 something. But I was reading, when I started reading about it happening to other people, there were people that had like over $1,000 sitting in Mercari. And I know Rod at one point had like thousands and thousands sitting on WhatNot. He hadn't ever withdrawn. And like, I'm just worried that something like with my account will happen and then they'll freeze my funds. So that's my thing. I don't know if you want to adopt it. eBay, I do weekly. I don't do that with eBay because that's our biggest platform. But everything else, once it hits $100, I am pulling it out. Rita wants to know, so if you sell any kind of games like Nintendo, anything like that, do you test all of the games? And if you don't, do you get a lot of returns?
0 and 0. I don't test any games. Consoles I do, for the most part, as long as I have all the cords for it. But games, never, and I've never got a return. It's sheetrock, but close enough.
Yeah.
For me, it's if it's the disc, I just make sure that the disc is not scratched up.
Yeah.
The other thing that I learned was from the front where they have the printed on, if that one is ripped across, it won't play. So for some reason, I ended up testing one like that, and I was like, oh, it wasn't reading. And then ended up doing research on it, and that's how I found out. But other than that, if the disc is not, if it's not severely scratched where it needs to be resurfaced, then I won't test it. And then for the N64, I looked at the pins and stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't test them.
I should say I inspect it first before I decide. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want people to think that I just blindly, but that would be a great track record if I did just blindly sell them like that. But no, I test them too.
I don't find very much games. I have a few that I picked up, but I just look at the condition of like PS3 and 4 games and 2. So it's more like a CD. I just see if it's scuffed up or not. And those are only going on WhatNot. I haven't had very much luck with them, so I don't know if I'm going to keep trying to pick them up.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of games, but the ones that I have done, I don't test because I don't have those systems. So I don't put that it's tested, but I don't put that it's untested. I just put it as what it is and let it go. Now, if they ask me, did I test it? I'll tell them, no, I didn't test it. I'm not going to outright lie to them, but I just look at the disc, and as long as it isn't scratched up, then I just list it. And I've never had a return for it not working. And it's same thing with DVDs, with VHS, like all of that stuff. I'm not testing, especially a lot of it's like $10, $20. If you only did video games, I could see that, because maybe you have all the systems. But if you're not only doing video games, I don't think there's a point. I wanted to answer this for Ari. She said, List Perfectly subscription was $69 when I subscribed to yearly, and now they charge more for editing images. Does anyone know if I change it to edit, what happens to my subscription? I don't know. I didn't know they had, honestly, I didn't know they had the yearly. I thought it was just monthly, but the $69 when they got the AI Express lister turned into $99. So that's the only difference, which you can still do the 69. It's just they limit how many AI listings you can do and the background. So you could keep the 69, but if you want all the benefits, the auto delister is not in the $69. It's just in the 99. I don't know if they do monthly. I would message them though. They have that little messaging function and they're super fast about answering, and ask them. But it changed. I want to say it was January or February that the price changed. So maybe if you paid for a year, now that it's coming up on the renewal. I didn't know they had a year option though. I did not know that. Farmhouse Homestead wants to know, how do you do shipping settings on WhatNot? I don't know if they're asking individually, how do we do it? If you're still in here, let us know. Or if you're because when you put your item, it asks you your shipping, and I know you can max it out at $9 and you can pay the overage or whatever. So how do you do your Like, how do you set up your shipping, I guess, for whatnot?
Well, I've only done a few shows, and all I can say is I think that it was very simple because it basically had a drop down. I mean, if there's a better way, Sid or Justin will be able to answer this better than I do. But there seemed to be just a drop down screen, and it was like 0 to 12 ounces or something like, whatever. It had like 0 to 4 ounces, I think 5 to 8, whatever. You just pick whatever category it fell in, and then whatnot does the rest for you. So, I mean, they pay it. I let them deal with it. They collect it, they pay it.
Yeah, whatnot has a really good shipping program where I think they're like the cheapest on the platform, but they do really well on bundling. But see, because I have a like a vintage blanket show coming up, and I was telling Sonny about this, and I had to push it back because it just dawned on me that if I don't have a custom label for it, then if someone were to purchase 15 blankets and they're like 2, 3, 5 pounds each, all 15 blankets will go into one if I don't set, or it could be into one package or two packages, but knowing that the size of the blankets are going to be heavier than that, I'm going to end up spending out of pocket. So I had to make a custom label, a profile just for those blankets, and it's like 2 pounds per. I had to label it blanket and then the weight. So if I were to pull up blanket, then it automatically charge the customer for 2 pounds, which is still the 921, and then it'll be every 2 blankets would be into that one. Though for every 2 blankets, it'll be $9.21 for shipping. And then I have a local pickup option on, and then for the like the giveaways and stuff like that, I use the white envelope option. So anything ground is obviously going ground, and then everything over 1 pound is priority. But whatnot has a really it's in the beginning it seems like it's difficult, but it's actually pretty simple after you get hands on and actually do the shipping on it.
Yeah, I would say if you're interested in starting, maybe start with like 20 items, or just say, you know what, I'll figure it out. Other people are doing it. I had one. Was it yesterday, Sid, when you came over?
Mhm.
Yeah, yesterday. So Sid was awesome. Came over, brought in some soup. I'm gonna have some tonight. And since he was at the house, I was like, "You just want to hang out during my whatnot auction?" And it made a huge difference having a friend with me here and just chilling and introducing them to people he already knew that were following each other, because another community over there. But 3 people, one of them bought 19 Christmas ornaments. So you imagine, like, you might be wondering, how much are people really buying? One person bought 19 ornaments. I think 3 more bought like 13 or 15 each, and then other ones were around 9, 8, and maybe 4 of them like one Christmas ornament, and those are entirely different. So the numbers add up. And my max shipping, like Kat mentioned, that you could max it if you want. You don't have to do that. I have mine maxed at $9.21, and I have 2 categories: a lightweight, which is like 7 ounces max, I believe. But if you do say buy 2 ornaments, then that's times 2. So it builds up. It doesn't stay at that 7 ounce, under that, and it goes towards understanding what your order is going to end up out to. So the 19 ornaments, because of the amount of weight it was tracking, still stayed at $9.21, and that was a large flat rate box. So there's different options, and you could customize things. If you know exactly what you have and you want it a certain way, you could precise it to what you want. But the orders don't go to one separate box. It could go into multiple items, could go into one box. And if it's too much and you feel like, well, I want to separate it for the safety of the content that you're shipping, you may or may not be charged for it when you do it. And you're able to adjust things, and it's really nice. I like it. I just sold 100 ornaments yesterday, I believe, and
Yeah.
100 ornaments the week ago. So that was a $90 purchase turned into $1,000, and it was pretty amazing. I still have around 100 more ornaments that I'm going to try to flip Friday, because it's no commission day on the 28th. So there's different ways.
I don't know. I've been going back and forth if I'm going to do it, because I didn't do it last year because I was like, there's going to be so many people, but it's no fees. So I'm like, so I might go on, and if people are buying stuff, I'll stay on. If they're not, I'll just hop off. Because I don't go out and do the whole Black Friday shopping thing. We might go get our Christmas tree, but other than that, I don't think we're doing anything. I'm not trying to be out in craziness, but I feel like most people probably aren't like most of it's online and it's starting now. Like you can get deals now. I tried to find the max shipping actually for my show I did tonight, and I couldn't find it. So I need to look and try and figure it out. Because like with the jewelry, a lot of it, like I could do a lot. The salt and pepper shakers, I think it was getting to like 5 pounds. So they could get like, I want to say like 8 pairs before it went up. But with that, like with fragile and breakable stuff, sometimes you need more than the one box. So I don't know with like breakables if I would want to do it, but on jewelry, I think I'm okay with like maxing it out, and I could do like the large flat rate box, like Sonny said. And I didn't see, yeah, Farmhouse saying that's what I'm worried about. So shipping, I wouldn't worry about it. You don't have to max it out at first. Just put the weight of the items. Like especially jewelry is nice because it's, 1 to 2 ounces. So it's super easy. That's why I like that. But with the salt and pepper shakers, I put it in for each one because some of the salt and pepper shakers were 3 ounces, but some of them were 12, so I couldn't just find one. And I just had a scale on the desk right next to me, and I'd sit them on the scale, see what they were. And then when I took a picture, I'd put it in. So yeah. I wanted to put this up here, and I wanted to get everybody's opinion because Karen's saying sell-through rate doesn't work out when you're selling the stuff you have. Yes and no. Because my thought on that, and I'll tell you, because like I've been pulling a lot of clothes. I've lost 85 pounds. So I have a lot of clothes that are way too big now, and I'm pulling them and I'm like, am I going to list them? And I check the sell-through rate, and if they aren't good, I donate them. So you don't have to list that stuff. And that's the thing. If it's not going to sell, do you want to take your time to do it? So I just wanted to kind of get everybody's insight on that. So like when it comes to your own personal stuff and listing, do you have parameters that you're using for sell-through rate or value, or what are you looking at if you're listing your own stuff?
No, I read the question differently, but I see what you're saying. They're asking if it's your own personal stuff. I was taking it as if you already have it, sell-through rate doesn't matter. I could see them asking that question
Either
too.
way, because you could make bad buys. I have put stuff into the donate pile immediately after a haul video because I made a bad buy.
Yes.
Right.
And I don't think you should marry your stuff. Get rid of it if it's not selling. I mean, first off, we all know, which is one thing one of you said, sell-through rate is probably what we would have told ourselves in the beginning, to watch the sell-through rate and pay more attention to that when we're buying things. But you either just discount it. Here's the great thing about live selling. Sometimes, I mean, you want to bring good stuff to live selling, but sometimes that stuff that maybe just isn't selling because of the sell-through rate on eBay, take it to live selling, get rid of it for $2, or donating, like Kat said, is a perfect way to do it. But there are so many avenues to get rid of stuff, but definitely don't marry your stuff. Concentrate on the stuff that does have a high sell-through rate and put your energy towards that. Everything else, just get rid of it somehow.
Yeah, I agree with Kat and Archie. If I were to get rid of a bunch of my clothing, I would look it over. For the most part, the clothing that I wear, most of them are plain shirts, so they're not of value, So it's either I lot them up and put it on Facebook, or I lot it up and sell it on like WhatNot and stuff like that. But if the sell-through rate for that single item is not worth it, like Kat said earlier, bundle them. If it's only worth $2, but you put 5 shirts together, you could come up with $10-15, and someone would think, oh, I'm getting a better deal at 10 shirts or 5 shirts versus that one shirt for $5. you know. But it's important. I always tell myself, if I held on to it for so long and it's not selling or I haven't listed it, then I got to get rid of it. Because it's just taking up not only mental space, but then my energy is just spent on that. Like, oh, I don't want to let it go because I spent money on it. But sometimes it's not worth keeping, you know. So I would just let it go, donate it, give it to somebody.
I think what we have at home for those who are just starting or still trying to figure out sell through rate is not go out and thrift store right away. Get stuff that's literally in front of you, like a cup or a mug or something that you've had for a while, and learn how to do that research, because then that becomes valuable knowledge. Being educated, then I need to go find something to buy when you already have something at home. And even if it's not something you want to sell, it's just a good way to educate yourself, and it becomes easier in understanding sell-through rate. And this is one thing I would have should have added in the beginning. I had no idea about sell-through rate. I had no idea about Google search until just like maybe 4 years ago. And I've been reselling for 8 years until somebody on YouTube said, "Oh, use Google Lens." And I was like, "What the hell is Google Lens?" I thought it was an app. It was Google app, and then the camera's in there. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, all these little things that you think people would know that's common sense, is not, because the information uh, people may see in the chat may be thinking, I've heard that question before, I've seen it, why don't they get it? Because there's different ears and different eyes every time. So it's good to share refresher information or new information for some people that makes it, valuable to you, and being educated. And I think that's the biggest thing. And as for like sell-through rates, I look at I look at not only does it sell, I look at how many are listed, and just regular listing compared to what has sold. And then I oftentimes, when I do have time, is look at the wording that I'm using. Am I using the best wording that's going to bring me the more potential profit? Because a few things like new with tags, new without tags, things like that, it makes a big difference when you have the time to look and you're like, oh, I should use that. But it doesn't work for every listing.
Yeah, like, so with mine, like Sid's right as far as like the clothes, because there was some that I'm like, okay, I could do like a lot of sweatpants and do 2 or 3 and do that. So stuff like that. And like, if you could do junk drawer lots, depending on what you're selling, lotting it up is definitely a good idea if you can keyword it well. But again, like with mine, I'm like, no, like I just look at it and I'm like, no, nobody wants it. I mean, some of it's stuff that like I wore and I loved forever. And like, Gino, you're a mess.
It's funny.
I think, I don't know. I just have gotten to the point to where I'm seeing stuff that I've had for 4 years. And I'm thinking I shouldn't have listed that. So now I think extra hard before I'm listing stuff. And I've even, like, going through all of the drafts that I've went through, I've even put stuff that after, because like my employee takes the photograph, she makes the drafts, I then research price it. I have taken stuff that I paid her to list and said, put it in the donate pile, and not even put the listing up, because I want to think about like what I'm putting up to, like quality wise, like, am I putting up not like, do I want to sell this? Maybe not so much, so I pulled down like 3 or 4 where I'm like, nope, I don't want to do it. Or I tell her to lot it. Like, she did a bunch of hankies. I had a bunch of Alaska hankies. I had a bunch of Texas hankies. She did them all individual. And I put, hey, make this one listing. And I mean, that's just me. And hopefully she's learning, as she's going, even though I'm not telling her like, wait a minute. And there's been some stuff where she'll ask me like, hey, should I lot this up? So she is seeing, and I feel like if I'm saying, oh, wait, nope, I want you to make that one listing, she's going to remember that next time she comes across a bunch of hankies that are the same, that are similar. And hopefully she'll be like, oh, wait, maybe I should lot this up. Because I don't have a specific system for stuff I want in lots. I probably should, like, throw them in a bag or something like that. I did that with clothing. I bought a bunch of Air Jordan baby clothing because I've done good with baby Jordan stuff. and I'm putting it all in lots. And that stuff I put into like grocery bags and tied it. And I'm like, okay, each bag is a lot. That's how I want you to list it. But stuff with the house, I've just like, I had her clean. I'm like, oh, the shelf's clean. I told her I wanted the shelf clean today. It's clean. Like I had a Keurig that my ex-husband used. I don't drink coffee. My daughter makes cold coffee with like instant coffee, and nobody has used it. Like I got divorced a year and a half ago. Nobody has used that friggin' coffee maker for a year and a half. And I'm like, why is this coffee maker still in case I have a guest who wants to make a K-cup? Like, why is this coffee machine on my counter? And I look it up. It's like an $80 Keurig. And I'm like, okay, that I'm going to list. And the sell-through rate was good. So I think like looking at stuff that you're not using, I don't remember if I listed my KitchenAid. I don't remember. I've started cooking a little bit more again, but I had my KitchenAid and I didn't use it for years. And it's worth probably a couple $100. So I would look at like what you're not using too, just to like, it's so nice now where that coffee machine was like clear space. You know, I'm like, oh, that's lovely. So look at stuff that you're not using too. I don't remember the rules for getting rid of stuff. Isn't there a rule like if you don't use it in 3 months or something, you shouldn't have it? Or I don't know. My luck, soon as I
Good
do
rule.
that, then Trish is going to come and be like, do you have a Keurig? And I'm going to be like, no, it's sold on eBay. But yeah, so
another thing that I do with for the slow sell-through rate is a lot of times I would look at the photos, because if you were to look at people's listings on eBay, right, especially, a lot of times they would take the front and then a close-up of the graphic and then the back and then the size tag. So when you're looking at stuff like that, right, you want to stand out, especially if the market is flooded. For example, for just a regular Hanes shirt, right? Not a lot of people is going to be looking for a Hanes shirt because you can go out there and buy it, right? So I would look at the majority of what people are listing, and I would say, how can my shirt stand out more than my competitors, right? So it's not just the 3 pictures. It's I'm taking up close. I'm taking as close as I can to the fabric so they could see the kind of material, and then all the measurements from the neck down to the pit to pit, the shoulder to the waist side, and it's all of that. It takes a little bit more time, but for something that's slow but you already have it and you want to list it, I would look at doing that, taking the extra step to do that and just stand out versus just having just a plain front, back, and the graphic and size. That's it. So that's my tip on something that's slow for a slow sell-through rate.
Pardon me.
yeah.
I wonder out there in the viewership land, who probably has the longest item that's been sitting in their store? I'd be curious to know. Sorry.
I just
I gotta
started
find out.
redoing like 6 years ago. I think I've seen some 2019. I still have 5 and 6-year-old stuff. And I am slowly running out of space. I'm looking at the shed, but I haven't got to the point where I feel like I need to move that stuff out yet. You know, I'm running, and I think I said this last week too. I've been running a 60% off sale on stuff that's older than a year, and I'm moving a lot of it. But I also noticed my dumb butt put it on expensive Native American jewelry, and I shouldn't have, because I like am almost taking a loss. So it's hard to, you know, like group everything into one thing, and you know, like it be okay. And like the ones that sold, I let go. Like if I price something too low, whether like I had one that was only a few months old that accidentally got put in the sale, I'm going to take it. I'm going to send it to the buyer. That's my bad. And I think we've talked about that a lot. Like if somebody underprices something, like I feel like it's the seller's responsibility. If you did it, you need to own it and you need to send it to them. But the ones, like I had some Native American pieces that people sent me lowball offers, and I immediately ended the listing. I'm like, nope, it shouldn't have even been that cheap on sale. Like you just pushed your luck. You should have bought it. And if they bought it, I would have sent it, but they didn't buy it. And so I ended it, like edited my listing, put it back up, and it's at full price again. You know, so And I've had stuff I went up on price and then it sells after not selling for 3 years. Not many, but I have had a few like that. Patty wants to know, and I don't know if you guys answered her in the chat. So she went to schedule a pickup for a media mailbox, and she said unless she has Ground Advantage or priority boxes, they are charging her $26 to pick it up. So she said luckily she had more sales. I have never heard that, and I don't really use media mail. I know I've heard that Ground Advantage is cheaper than media mail most of the time now. So I didn't know if anybody else had run into that.
Never. So that's just, they're charging her to pick it up at her house.
Yeah.
That's odd. I've only heard of FedEx and UPS doing that, not USPS. Because I do daily pickup. I actually schedule a year out all my daily pickups, and I've never had to pay.
Yeah, I've never heard that. But for my packages, I physically bring them in and have each item scanned. So I wait in line, even if I have a full buggy. I wait in line and have all the packages scanned one by one.
I would make a connection, if possible, with your mail people that go in your area, your neighborhood. I did that years ago when I started back up, when I left my full time job to be full time, and it has worked ever since then because they come and knock on the door, or I text them and they literally say, "Text me." There's only two of them, a lady and a gentleman, and I'll say, "Hey, I got some stuff that came in." Because when you schedule, I think because I'm on the West Coast, they're looking at East Coast time. So if I don't schedule it by 10 or 11, it won't let me do it. It'll read it as if it's tomorrow, the 26th. Um, I would kind of be sneaky to, if you have another order that's priority, to schedule it that way and see if they'll pick it up without you adding it, and maybe they'll do it because they scan it anyways. But if you cannot use a media mail shipment with a priority box, they will ding you on that and charge you for the shipping and the weight. That's something when I worked at the post office back in 2006, people were using because they just weren't taking the time to read the instructions or the rules to what media mail is. And when it comes to media mail, it even has it in the post offices, up on the wall here and there, that they have the option to open up your packages. And I witnessed that several times, that they opened up media mail packages and it wasn't media mail. It'd be some media along with something else like apparel or something not media. So
I wanted to put this up. Patricia Rhodes said there's an option other than pick up regular schedule.
Yeah.
So she's saying that's what they charge for a special pickup. So
Yeah.
maybe if it was like too close to it. We used to have our mail carrier pick them up, and because they originally had told me like they get like an extra bonus if they're picking them up, and then it just got to be too much for her. So we bring ours every day. I'm not trying to make their job more difficult. And like as many packages as we have, they would have to make an extra run. And like we have to go pick up Dalton. And Prissy, actually, my employee, brings it a lot. She has to go to town anyways. So we do it. Plus, like my carrier now is not the greatest. He is not very helpful. So I wouldn't want him touching my packages, honestly. I don't trust him after our old mail carrier retired. I wouldn't want him to do that. All right. Dusty wants to know, I figured this would be fun. I'm sure some of you in the chat have already answered. I figured we could answer on the panel as well since Thanksgiving is coming up. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Green bean casserole. No idea why, but I love it.
yes, took mine.
I honestly, I prefer ham over turkey, so I wouldn't eat the turkey that's there. Beside, because the breast is dry, eat the drumstick. But then I like the ham.
Now I know not to invite Sid over when I deep fry a turkey next year. This year I started deep frying a turkey 5 years ago. The first year I did it, I did one turkey. The second year I did 3 back to back. And then after that, I've made 1 or 2 each time. I love deep frying a turkey. People always jump like, "Oh, it's so dangerous." No, it's because they're not doing it right. And it's why you get also house insurance. Okay. But I love deep fried turkey. we're going to be at the hospital visiting my son for Thanksgiving, but the nurses that have been there the majority of the time are going to be there Sunday. So I'm going to wake up early, deep fry a turkey on Sunday, and take it over. And some of the nurses that are there are going to do like a potluck. So it's not on Thanksgiving Day, but that's when we're going to be sharing thanks and being thankful for what we have on Sunday and tomorrow.
There's a
Nice.
video
The
out
27th.
on there's a video out on TikTok. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's like some guy is injecting Cajun butter, like tons of Cajun butter into a turkey and then baking it. And then when he cuts into it, it's like butter goes everywhere, but it looks so freaking good. Actually, John, I'm going over and eating with John with Flippin' Ain't Easy and Jenna.
I can't like TikTok is a time suck to me. It's like I get on there and then it's 2 hours later and I don't have time. So I've learned not to get on there because that's what I'm like. I don't know if I could pick one. I'm like, for me, I say traditional, like turkey, stuffing, and mashed potatoes and gravy. And like sandwiches of that left over forever. I'm not big on pies at all. I'm not like overly sweet. My mom's making the sweet potato, like the yams with the marshmallows on top, and she's making a pie. And then my mom makes cream corn. I do love my mom's cream corn. She like shucks it and makes like homemade cream corn and then freezes it for the rest of the year. So she's making that too. And then we're like I said earlier, we're doing ham and turkey. See, I'm not like I like cheesy mashed potatoes, but I'll take gravy over cheese all day long. I am all about gravy.
Wait. White gravy or
all
brown gravy?
brown gravy, but I
Brown
got
gravy.
turkey gravy for the turkey, so I didn't get brown gravy for the turkey. Oh yeah, so people are saying pickup on demand cost is 25, but if you schedule the pickup, it's free. So I wonder if it was just past it where you couldn't get it for that day.
Yeah.
That is possible. So yeah, so for me, I just want like turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing, and I'm good. Like I don't need any dessert. I don't need anything else. Like I'll live off of it for like a week, especially if nobody else is eating the turkey here. But Brooke will eat it too. All right.
Now, do we all agree though that taking all the leftovers and making it into a sandwich is
You
probably
got to
the
mush
best?
it.
Yeah,
I do that with
I
almost
use
all my
mayonnaise,
food.
cranberry.
Like
Oh.
we went to Cracker Barrel, and when we picked up the auction buy, and I get chicken and dumplings, and I get it with mashed potatoes, corn, and mac and cheese, and I just dump it all in the bowl. Stir it. I'm like, okay.
That's good.
I don't remember. I looked at somebody asked how you make cream corn. I don't like you have to scrape all the corn off of it, and then you add like you add whole cream. I don't know what my mother does. They're really good. It is absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's why I bought 2 turkeys. So I can have turkey whenever I want. I know I feel like we should do that all the time. Oh, I used to make banana bread for the nurses at work, and I got like the mini loaf, so I would bring everybody like a mini loaf of banana bread. Yeah, heavy cream. Thank you, Gina. So Patty's saying no, it was scheduled for the next scheduled one, and it was still charging her with just immediate mail. Okay, Michelle wants to know if you have a higher priced item like Ray-Bans, how does eBay's authentic system work? Do you have to send them to them after a sale, or do you have to have it approved before you sell?
Okay. As far as I know, there's only particular categories that you actually have to get authenticated. Ray-Bans, I'm not too sure. I do know luxury hand purses and shoes, I believe over $75. But well, there might be a different threshold. I'm not sure, but I have sold some shoes though that needed to go to authenticity, and all it does is when you set up shipping, it automatically just puts it in for you. So they're actually in charge of charging the actual buyer the shipping, and you just send it. You know, they send you the label for wherever their authenticity hub is, and you send it there, and they do the rest.
And that's usually with FedEx, right?
I believe I've always seen it with FedEx, but I don't know about glasses. Like I say, I don't know if that's a category.
Yeah,
Because
I've never heard about the glasses, just the
Yeah.
shoes and the luxury purses and stuff like that.
I mean,
Luxury clothes.
if they're asking about, like, you know, if you just sell something random for, let's say, a couple $1,000, that's just something where you just need to make sure that you get a signature, because anything over 750, you have to get a signature upon delivery, and then I would just make sure that it's insured, you know, for the full amount. But again, I don't know if Ray-Bans are something that's one of those categories that you have to send it in for authenticity or not.
Yeah, okay. Overall, you should authenticate the item before you list it. Like, eBay's system is not to be used as an authentication process. You should not list something unless you know that it is authentic. So that's number one. So it's not like they're looking at it and approving it. They will pull, I've seen them pull fakes on whatever parameters they're using. But like shoes, I've had $50 Nikes go for authentication. And I'm like, what is going on? And then if I take an offer, they still go. So it's more to protect the buyer from you selling a fake. It's not to protect you. The nice thing is, though, if it does get authenticated, if they return it, it goes back through it. So you would know, again, that it was real. Poshmark authenticates anything over $500. And I think this is really funny because it is the most random things. Like, I have stuff over $500 and they're like, oh, we're going to authenticate. I'm like, there's no way they have somebody that can authenticate that. What are they going to, they're just going to make sure it matches the pictures. I don't even know. I can't remember. I had something go for authentication. I'm like, there's no way these people know this. So Poshmark automatic free shipping authentication over 500 on anything on Poshmark. And then, so like Ray-Bans for $200, Nikes for 200, 300 do not get authenticated on Poshmark. So just note that. But on eBay, unless you're in those specific categories, it's not going to go. And I don't think glasses, I've sold $150 Ray-Bans that didn't go for authentication. So Mark, aka OG&Z, has changed his name. He is now himself, Mark Darrell. And he let me know he can't hang out with us very long tonight, but he came by. So I will give him Rod. And thank you for coming by, even if it's short. Where did Rod? Oh, there's Rod. Here you go.
Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time.
What? Did you guys see the whole thing?
Yeah,
I saw it, but I can't hear it.
I heard it.
I didn't.
It did
Yeah, I
it. It
didn't.
did it all.
It was like delayed, and it only paid like half of it on my end. It was very, very weird. Oh, Kelly went and researched for us. Off the USPS website, to schedule a free pickup for media packages, you must have at least one premium service or you have to pay. So there it is. You have to have at least one Ground Advantage or Priority, or they will charge you to pick up media mail.
Thank you.
LJ, I answered this before. Hopefully LJ's still here. He said, I know you use bullets in your listing. I answered this before, but I'll answer it again. AI Express Lister on List Perfectly makes my bulleted lists. That's how I get them in my listings, because I use AI Express Lister and it does it. But you could like go into, if you wanted bulleted lists in your descriptions, you could go to ChatGPT or Grok and say, put this in a bulleted list, and then you just copy it and put it into your eBay listing. But mine is because AI Express Lister makes them that way. I don't make them that way. The intelligence does. It's not me. All right. White Horse Treasures has a question. So they purchased an auction item, but they didn't see that it was only for local pickup in Massachusetts, which they are not in Massachusetts. So they're trying to work with UShip, but the seller is not answering with a time or location for pickup. So what do they do now?
That's a good one. You're in a pickle. I mean, I would try to get a hold of them somehow. figure out what you need to do to.
I think you can request the number, like the phone number from eBay, I feel like. Or there might
Oh,
be
is it through,
one.
oh, is it through eBay?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, they said I was breaking up.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on eBay, I'd just get eBay involved.
But here's the thing, and you might not like what I have to say. So if it was an auction not on eBay, then the auction companies have contracts that when you sign up to be allowed to bid, that you should read, that none of us do read, that says that it is up to you. So if it says local pickup, like if this was, I hope they're still in chat because I want to know if this is an eBay auction or if it's like off high bid or something like that. Because I will tell you with high bid, if you do this and let's say they have 1 or 2 pickup days and you didn't read that it was local pickup only and that the time was XYZ, you have to pay for the item and you just lost it. And that is your fault for not reading. And that is how those auctions go. In the contract, it like their terms are crystal clear and you have to pay and you just lost it. I got a very gorgeous painting that is in my other house because somebody did exactly that. And the auctioneer said, they're not coming. They paid for it. Do you want it? And I said, yep, I'll take it. Thank you. So it's eBay. So here's the problem. So if they put local pickup only, and you didn't see it, I would ask, did you pay? Because if it's eBay, you'll be protected. If you don't get the item, you'll be protected on eBay as a buyer. It's not like high bid or the other ones. But as a seller, it kind of sucks because they put it, you didn't read it, and now they have the item. And them saying local pickup doesn't mean them waiting for a week or 2 for you ship. I don't know if they put a time for you to pick it up, but I would want my money back. If it was eBay and I didn't do it, I would want my money back. But I would just try and contact them. And did you pay for it would be my question. That would be the big thing. Would be, did you pay? eBay said I not pay and let it run out. Yeah. So, I mean, if they're not answering you on how the heck to pick it up, then I wouldn't pay. And I also would not book somebody on U-Ship if you don't have an address or a time that it's allowed to be picked up. And the hard part with U-Ship is going to be you've got all these freight drivers that are on a tight schedule and might have a 30-minute window to pick it up. So if it's not a business and somebody's not there all day, I don't know how that would even work. Like I've thought about that before because like for me, for U-Ship, some of them drivers give me 10 minutes notice. Hey, I'm here to pick up your furniture. Glad I'm at home. Honor but you honored it, but they're not telling you where to pick it up. So you can't even pick it up. Like I get like you're gonna be willing to pay for freight, but if that seller's not telling you where to get it or when they're available, and if they're a pain in the butt about when they're available, you might pay U-Ship to pick it up and then the driver can't get your item. That's the problem. You know, like that's what I would be worried about. I don't even know. Yeah, but I wouldn't pay until they answered me. I definitely wouldn't pay. I don't know. That's hard. All right. I wanted to put this up here and I'll ask the panel and the chat. So who is doing a sale for Black Friday? Patty's saying she's putting her entire store on 60% off for Black Friday, Thursday through Sunday. So panel and chat, are you putting a sale on? If so, what are you putting on?
Yes, I will be putting on I'll be doing a markdown sale for an extra 15% off. off everything. I mean, there's going to be a few items that I'm probably not going to select, but I don't know. I'm either going to do 15 or 20% off, but I definitely want to try to capture some sales over the weekend. But my question would be, if you started out by saying it's scary, then I probably wouldn't do 60% if it's scary. I mean, I'm not sure why it'd be scary if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I have I'm thinking of putting on a 15% sale on most of my stuff that I have listed.
I'm gonna start on WhatNot. I'm gonna be selling on there, and everything's gonna be starting at $3 regardless of what it is. So my discount started low, but you build it up. I'm doing the old Kung Fu Panda reverse psychology reseller method.
And there's no fees that day, so
Yeah, no commissions on
yeah,
that day.
no commission, I should say.
Maybe I'll do like dollar stuff. I have boxes
Do
of
it.
stuff.
Do it, Kat.
Prissy will kill me. And then
But you still
listings
you,
won't
you
go
still
up.
have
I don't know.
the you still have the 30 cents per item.
Transaction fee
Yeah.
or per item.
Yeah. So
Okay, maybe
you're
$2.
yeah,
instead
if you
of
start
$3.
at $1, you'll probably get like 30 cents if it sells for $1.
If so I have my year and older. I have 4,000 already on sale for 60% off that will run through Black Friday. And I think I'm going to do 15% on everything else. I'm from tomorrow to probably to Tuesday to a week from today, because they do Cyber Monday too. So don't forget that. You want to try and grab a piece of that as well. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I haven't set it up yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably do 15% on whatever's not already on sale. Shimei. Oh my gosh, I can never say it. Sonny, say it.
Say what?
Say their name. Shimei Ohana.
Shima Ohana.
Okay. Does everyone use a cell phone to take photos, or do you have a digital camera? I personally use my phone. My daughter is going to help me list, but her phone has no storage.
If I had a digital camera, I would sell it immediately because you can get tons of money for digital cameras. Well, depending on which one it is. I 100% use my phone. And as a matter of fact, I take pictures through the eBay app. So as I'm doing the listing, I actually take the photos while I'm doing the listing. I don't take the photos first and then go in and list. I do everything. And the very first picture, I'll usually go in and do the white background tool. And then I'll usually put some type of AI all through the eBay app.
Interesting. Yeah, I use my phone, but I don't use the eBay camera stuff. I take pictures and then I upload it. I load it through my phone through the listing.
Same as Sid.
Yeah, so I have 2 iPhones. This one is the one Prissy uses, and then I also have one back there for WhatNot. And I would recommend, like, I buy locked iPhones because I only use it on Wi-Fi. So I would suggest doing that because they're cheaper, but you don't need to activate it. As long as they're not iCloud locked and you can still get into them, you could buy her a phone. That's what I did for my employees. So they don't have a line, they're just on Wi-Fi, and then you can have her take pictures. And I just sign in through my Google account on there. So like my photo room for removing the background is on all of the phones. And all of my apps are on them as well. But I bought a good camera probably like 5 years ago. I was like, I'm going to take better pictures. Yeah, that lasted one day. I was like, no, this is too annoying to have to take the pictures, take the card out, put it on the, I was like, no. So I did try that, but it did not work.
And
Somebody
the
wants
camera,
screen
the
time.
cameras
Let
on
me
the
give it
phone
to
is
him. There. He wants
Oh,
screen
I
time. I'm going to give it to him.
Oh,
All right.
He's so cute.
the cameras on the phone are just as good. You know, you got
Yeah.
phones that are like 16 megapixels. You know,
If
I
not
would
better.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
And then
better
you
now.
could just edit the even the lighting through the phone. instead of manually doing it on a digital camera. So, and the convenience of just holding it on your hand and taking pictures.
But I'm telling you, I know a lot of people may disagree with me how I use it through the app, or maybe they've never even heard that you could do that. But I'm telling you, I have streamlined how I list, and I have cut so much time out by literally just taking the pictures as I'm doing the listing in the app. And the quality is the same, in my opinion. It's still with my camera, with my phone. So it's the same camera. Comes out just as good.
I think you just need to like find what works for you, because like we're using
Yeah.
AI Express Lister, which Trish just told me we can bulk do AI Express Lister now. So Prissy could like put all of the pictures and it would just create all the listings. So I need to investigate into that tomorrow, because I'm notorious for not taking advantage of stuff I'm paying for. But yeah, so their phone is what I would do and get a locked one.
I also didn't know about AirDrop until a while back. So everything I've used on my phone, and I've noticed my eyes getting a little bit more irritated with like light sensitive. And my wife was like, "Why don't you just AirDrop your photos to your computer?" I have a Mac Mini, and I didn't even know I could do that. And it makes it a lot easier. So if you don't want to be stuck on your phone typing with your hands like this, sitting down, you could AirDrop it if you have an iMac and do it that way, or even connect it through some type of USB or cord to your computer. And it makes it a lot easier to do those things. So you could just sit down and relax and not just be standing up. Especially like my back. I say this because I have sciatica and arthritis, and it affects me at times where I, even standing up, it's for a moment, and then later on, I find myself slouching. And then I'm like, why don't I just make it easy? Let me go sit down and work on my listings that way. So there's all these little different things. Again, like I said earlier, sometimes we don't think about the things we could do or haven't learned about it until we do, and it makes life a lot easier. And that's all we're trying to do, is make it convenient for ourselves. And on this platform, share things that people are maybe need a refresher on. Is like, oh yeah, I could do that. Makes things a lot easier.
Well, can I add one more thing though for people that use their phone? I've actually discovered, because I sell a lot of electronics, and I love to utilize the video feature and putting a video in the listing. And I found out that I can actually, now this one you can't do through the app though. That's the problem, is you can't upload a video through the app. So what I do is I actually take the video on my phone, edit it if I need to, but I found out that you can actually go in on your phone. I have an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I can go through Google, go to ebay.com, and then I can go and I can attach any of my videos through that, instead of having to airdrop it onto my laptop or Dropbox it or anything like that. I found that I can easily just put it on through my iPhone. So if anybody has had issues with trying to get videos on.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to put this up. Like, so Dragonfly Treasure saying she has to put her phone in a holder to take photos, and she tells it to shoot and it takes a photo. That's why I'm saying, like, you find what works for you. Like, I put all my listings up on the computer now because I have an employee making draft, and I like being able to put like the comments in the condition, which you don't see on the phone when you're listing. There are more things that you can access on the computer. But if I used to be diehard, like I only, when I listed by myself, I only listed on the phone. But now it's nice. Like Sonny said, like I lounge on the couch with my laptop, watch football, watch a movie, and list, and it's beautiful. And I don't have to be stuck to my phone or, stuck behind a desk because I have the laptop. I don't know. I think I get more done, but that's because I'm always like, if you come in, like I'm always, my laptop is on my lap. I'm always working. But yes, football. The Chiefs are playing on Thanksgiving. Not that they're
Wait, you're a
doing
Chiefs fan?
I am a
Kat.
Chiefs fan.
I gotta
Kansas
go.
City. I'm a
Kat,
diehard
I gotta
Chiefs fan.
leave. Think I hear my wife calling
Oh.
me. Food direct. No, I'm just-
I'm a diehard Chiefs fan.
my
I
wife
love the Chiefs.
has a crush with Mahomes, so I don't like that. I don't
Oh
like
my God. Oh yes, Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, I have a crush on him because the dude's awesome.
Yeah, my top 3 are Chiefs, Bucks, and Steelers. Those are my top 3. And it's crazy because I lived in Jacksonville when the Jaguars were invented, and I was never a Jags fan with their Duval. I took my mom last year for her 75th birthday. We went to a Chiefs and Jags game. But it was preseason. Of course, like last year they kicked butt. And then of course the Jags beat them, and we're on the Chiefs side in Jacksonville in preseason. But yeah, so my mom's a big Chiefs fan too. That's kind of where it rubbed off on me. And college though, I'm like Gators. Well, like, do you see my shipping station? Like, we are Gators around here.
I would have thought
diehard.
Buffalo Bills.
That came out of a Gators store on an auction. That's where my shipping counter came from. It came from a retail Gators store in Gainesville, and I got it really cheap. And so it's like, that's the drop down for the cash registers, which we use to package stuff. It's perfect. Like my trash can spot. It's like, yeah, watch high bid and auctions for stuff for your business too. Like the majority of our shelving units have also come off of auctions. So
Now,
you can
I have to
save
ask.
money.
I have to ask something. You were talking about the
Yes.
springs earlier.
Yeah.
Do you guys have gators?
Yeah,
Like,
there are gators there. And
are you?
that's what the joke. Everybody thinks I'm gonna die. I also go in the ocean all the time with the sharks. That is their house, not mine.
Us Vegas guys, we're spoiled. I mean, the only thing we have to worry about is an earthquake and scorpions.
We have
Hot weather.
scorpion. You know, it's
Coyotes.
crazy. I've lived in Florida my whole life, and I didn't even know we had scorpions. And my house, for whatever reason, this house, we have scorpions. And it's weird. It's random. Like if we find them, we'll find a bunch like within a couple of weeks. But I had never in my entire life seen scorpions until I bought this house. And I've lived in the same area.
I've seen one in my house.
Well, I have found at least 10 in my house in Florida. And gators, so not at my house, but at my mom's house, which she lives on a main highway, 4-lane highway. There's like gators don't need a lot. Like there's like a tiny 20-foot around pond, and a gator climbed her fence to try and eat her dogs. Gators are everywhere, like everywhere here. But I mean, we grew up with that. So like one of the springs I went to, I think 2 days, and I was going 5 days a week for months. 2 days I didn't get in because there was a gator in there. So I know they're there. I know where they hide. And then I switched to another spring that's more open that I've not seen them, but they're in the run. So I know they're there, but they're not close to me. But if they're smaller than me, they're probably not going to mess. Now, if I saw a like 12-footer in the run, I wouldn't get in whether it was near me or not. But most of them were like 4 or 5 feet. So it's whatever. Yeah. So it's not a big deal. Jack Strutter said up $4.99. But like to us, that's normal.
Oh, what's up,
Sharks
Brian
are-
Tracy?
Sharks are normal too. Like,
They're
But it's
normal in the
funny.
ocean.
No, I don't mind the ocean. I
Right.
mean, they don't
I'm
come.
normal in the ocean.
Yeah, but sharks don't come that close to I guess, where you hang out. I mean, usually
That's
they
not
don't.
true.
So,
So
come on, but gators, I mean, to me,
No,
you
no.
don't even know they're there.
I think gators kill more people than sharks. I researched this when people were saying it. Not that I don't go in with both of them. Sharks, though, like that's where your beach attack and your surfers, they're up there in the waves. So they are there. Like Tyler my boyfriend does not like swimming in the ocean. I'm like, fine, stay on the boat. Bye. And I go in. And he's Florida born and raised too, just like I am. And he has a friggin', I'm like, you're a fraud because he has a shark tattoo like mine. I'm like, you won't even get in the friggin' ocean. Like, but
Well, I'm gonna stick with Lake. I'm gonna
But
stick
aren't
with
there
Lake Mead
gators
and the
in
dead
lakes?
bodies.
what's in like what other? There got to be something predatory in that lake.
Archie.
What, Lake Mead?
Yeah.
Yeah. dead bodies.
Besides
That's
the
it.
dead bodies.
I mean, nothing that I can
I've just
think of.
grown up like, and I mean, even as a kid, like my mom sent me to a camp where we swam with sharks on purpose. Like they have a lagoon with sharks, and we swam with them when I was like 13 or 14. So I mean, I've grown up with it.
You're accustomed
Alright.
to
Di-
it.
different breed out there, that's for sure.
It is what it is. I mean, like if I'm gonna die, at least I love the ocean, you know.
No,
There's worse ways. Right, Dalton?
no talk like that.
Dalton says yes. All right. Oh, we got to give Jack Sonny because I haven't played Sonny tonight. Here you go.
I'm gonna go
That's awesome.
Love it.
go inside and get my.
Dalton,
You
are you
could.
trying to grow your hair like Sonny's? Holy
Do
moly.
you want it long as Sonny's? He's like, I don't know. He hasn't cut it in like a year and a half. It's been a
That's
while
I made 5 years in August.
since you've cut it.
Yeah.
And I
I
gotta cut
did
my hair
it
like
for a
every week.
while, and now I go maybe once a year just to get it trimmed, but I don't like go regular. This is a good question, and I think this is a really good point. How much do you think WhatNot makes off of us using their shipping? Like I know some of my labels are like way under, and the sellers don't get that overage. WhatNot gets it. Like I bet that's like a whole profit thing for them. What do you think?
I
That's
think
why
WhatNot.
they give you 5 mess ups because they're taking a whole bunch more than that.
Oh, I absolutely think that WhatNot is in the shipping business, and that's probably where they get a majority of their income is from the shipping, and the fees, not so much. I mean, come on, they did a lot. They spent a lot of money in marketing a few years ago with, some of these promotions they were doing with people like you guys. Not me because I was a nobody, but they shelled out a lot of money to do a lot of marketing. So I know they make a lot of money doing with the shipping.
My
Reading all
opinion
of
is
your-
I thought they didn't make much off of the shipping, because if you were to, for example, you were to run this at a pound, right? And it's actually not a pound, you are actually the one hurting because you're actually charging your customer more, having them spend more on shipping when it's actually they don't have to spend that. So that extra $2-3 they're spending on shipping, they could have used it to purchase another item with you. So
But it
with
goes to
me,
WhatNot's pocket is the problem.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it goes somewhere. It goes to someone's pocket.
Not
But
our
for me,
pockets. Not
for me,
buyers.
I
They
would.
should refund the buyers if they want it to be politically correct.
Yeah, they must have a really good deal when it comes to shipping, because it's you could do it multiple ways of setting up your shipping if you wanted, and you could accidentally overcharge them, and we don't see that. It's not like eBay on WhatNot where if I charge you extra for or overcharge you for shipping, that I get to see that in my account. It's not like that on WhatNot. You don't get the shipping money at all. You don't even see it. Unless you underweigh it and it's over that weight, and it might dock you, but then I think you get 5 a week. And even with the what have I sold so far recently? Like around close to 400 items in the last 4 shows. I've only had 3 hits, and one of them was like $4, and the other ones were like $2 or less. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm over. It's going to really affect me. And the weight was pretty substantial, not very close at all, and it wasn't bad. And I'm like, you still get 5 hits, and it's okay. And then after that, it start hitting you for some things. So
I think the one that really comes in.
I did get these. I saw somebody talking about it. I got
those are
some.
nice.
Nice.
Ground Advantage. Thank you, Poshmark. We got a bunch of boxes and polymail.
Can I'm going to put Elena's thing. So Elena
That
put,
said you're a
I'm a,
master shipper.
yeah. So Thank you, Elena. We had went to Marsha's whatnot. She just did one recently. She's gonna have another one soon. Marsha, I know you're in the background. When's your next show so we could push you too? Because Marsha does amazing, folks. She's been doing this for years, helping out Kat, and she does more than that. She's a great person. I got to meet her the first time I met Kat too, out in Phoenix, Arizona. And Elena, after that, they came and supported my whatnot. And Elena got a handful of things, and she said, "Hey, everything is packed really nice, but I'm missing two things. Are you going to have another box coming your way?" Because like I mentioned earlier, you could separate it that way. And she ordered some boots with some glass and all kinds of cool stuff. And I said, "Did you look in the boots?" And she was like, "No." And she was like, "Oh, there they are. Thanks." So when it comes to shipping stuff, I feel like whatnot shipping for me is entirely different to eBay because usually it's one item. Very rarely did I ever get like multiple orders and then somebody messaged me saying, "Oh, I ordered several things. Are you going to discount the shipping or something like that?" Sometimes it wasn't that easy. It would just keep the items separated on eBay. But on whatnot, you could put everything in one box or decide to separate it. And I maximize everything I can. And if anything happens, that falls back on me and I own up to it and I make it right, which rarely ever happens that I make an issue. But it's repetitive. So eventually something's going to go wrong.
Yeah, I have had, it's not often on eBay either. Like whatnot shipping and eBay shipping are completely different. Like we were talking like earlier, you know, you might sell 100, but you're only shipping out 20 boxes. You know, some people might have got one, some people got 20 things. So you really like your organizational skills, if you're selling 100 on whatnot, need to be good. Is what I will say. They need to be very, very good. And I wish that whatnot would do what District does, where we could combine the shows together. I think that would be nice. Okay, I see their notes about my poly mailers, my free poly mailers. Power corrupts, and I don't know if anybody except for me has anybody else done freight shipping of like furniture and things like that.
No, but
No.
I wouldn't be opposed to it if I could learn.
It's not hard. So I have one video on it. It's years old. We use UShip, but like I'm gonna hold this up because it's heavier than I thought. Check out, this is an antique piano stool. Check out the claw feet. You see them? Like, I just got this, but like stuff like this is what I've been like trying to focus on. This is like way heavy. Stuff like that you can box up. So I've been concentrating on smaller furniture. Like I have a wicker side table here. I have another like half moon side table here. That stuff you can box up. As far as freight shipping, UShip is really easy. It will give you an estimate. So if you put your zip code, you put the buyer's zip code, it will tell you the average. And every time I have been able to book somebody for that average. So it'll say like from 250 to 500 with 375 being the average. So what I will tell and they charge you a $25 fee. So what I would tell the buyer, because I put in my listings for the bigger furniture items, contact me with your zip code for a freight quote. So once they give me the zip code, I go plug it in on UShip. It tells you the average. So if it was $375, I know there's a $25 fee. I would tell my buyer it's going to be $400. So, and then they would decide to buy it or not. Once they buy it, I would invoice them with the $400. And then I just go, I did learn the one trick I learned on UShip. You can ask for bids or you can put what you're willing to pay. So if you ask for bids, it takes forever and the shippers don't like that, the freight companies. So one of them told me one time, no, put what you're willing to pay and then your job will get accepted faster. So that's what I do. So with that 400, I might try and be sneaky and put it at 300 for a day just to see if I could get a freight company to take it and I'd make a little bit off of it. But I know I can go up to 375. Now, if I had to go a little higher, I would, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. So for me to never have been able to get it for, you know, like it's never costed more than the average. And I am not near an interstate. I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's really, really easy. So, and they come, you can put blanket wrap. I did one that was, it was called white glove service. It rode in the front seat buckled in next to that driver. It was a $3,000 Capodimonte statue that was going to a doctor's house. So
Was that
they
last year?
no, that was probably 3 years ago. It was a while. I haven't got any big
I remember that.
Capodimontes in a while. That's brave. Like I was like, I'm not packing this. I'm going to use ship it, you know, because like Capodimontes are so breakable, and it was a rare Disney one. I was like, no. With freight shipping, it doesn't go. It's private companies. It's drivers. Dalton is in there. That YOLO is Dalton, and he has a wrench, which is kind of scary. He's in the back of the shed. He's not far.
So shipping wars was real.
Yeah, and that's
I love that
so.
show.
I wait, and I would recommend reading their read their feedback, because I had a couple of crappy ones that canceled on me that I had to rebook, and if I would have read their feedback, I would have never booked with them. So I would suggest don't take the first one. Let them come in, because they'll make offers. They'll also tell you what day they can pick it up. They'll tell you what day they can deliver it. So you might want one that can deliver it earlier, or, you know, shipping wars is real, and those people do that. But the nice thing is once it's listed, they come in and they do everything. Like you don't lift. They come in, they take the item out of your house, they wrap it in a blanket, they secure it, and you're done. So I love it.
So you're not responsible then for getting it on a pallet and shrinking it and doing all that? Really?
That's with U-Ship.
That's why I was always intimidated, was because I thought that you had to do all that, and then they were only responsible.
That would be if you brought it to like the airport to a freight company. Like I think FedEx does freight where you could palletize it.
What kind of insurance?
I list freight items on every platform. And then I just tell people, mainly eBay. And I haven't bought any bigger furniture. My last big one, I could have freighted, but they were an hour and a half away and they came and picked it up. It was a dining room table and chairs. But
is it fully insured?
Yeah. Yeah, they have to have, in order to be on U-Ship, they have to be insured. And I had one, it was a $5,000 Romero Brito painting that had a scratch, and neither me nor the shipper took a picture of it before it left. So we don't know if it happened here in my shed or if the shipper did it. And they were actually really cool. And I think I gave the lady either $500 or $1,000 back. And the shipper split it with me, even though I didn't pay him that much for freight. He's like, no, neither one of us knows where it happened. And we split what we paid. Like he sent it to me, and I was like, I was going to take the hit because neither one of us knew. What is that, Tigger?
So I want to get it straight. So that picture,
I love it.
That picture, they came and wrapped it and everything for you.
Yeah, but they didn't take a picture.
Interesting. Okay, that changes things.
Oh, it's so easy. It's so, as long as they're willing to pay the amount. So like for me to Cali is going to be astronomical. And when I stopped buying so many when the cost of gas went up, which it's back down now, so the freight is more reasonable, but I don't have the space to pick up the big items. I love Romero Brito. Shands, the hospital that I worked at for 11 years, has 2 giant Romero Britos in the lobby of the children's hospital that are like so friggin' cool. I love Romero Brito. Gino Dalton's talking to you. Yeah, I love them.
My first Romero Brito I picked up, I had no idea about the artist. The person was like, "You like that? $2." And there was a Winnie the Pooh. And I ended up selling another one for $65 over on Knickknacks when I first started out. And somebody mentioned tomorrow they make, it's your birthday and also Knickknacks' birthday.
Yeah. LJ said that. I didn't even realize that Jocelyn did that. I got to hang out with her last weekend. Yeah, last weekend we hung out and had some moonshine and walked around downtown Mount Dora. So it was fun. Yeah, it's cool. Can you do it? I think you can promote without a store, but you cannot do a sale without a store. Is that correct?
I believe
think.
so. Yeah. I don't think you can do a markdown sale or coupons without it.
Yeah, I don't think you can. All right. That was actually the last question that was in there. So I'm going to let everybody tell you bye, tell you where to find them because we're close anyways to time, which is beautiful. And so, yeah, here is Archie.
I am on all social media with Biscuit with 2 T's and Butt with 2 T's. So Biscuit, Butt, one word on all social media. Eventually I'll put shorts up on YouTube, but I don't do any long form videos, but I'll put shorts up. And then on WhatNot, it's Biscuit Butt. On District, it's Biscuit Butt. So everything, it's Biscuit Butt.
Perfect. Here's Sid.
You guys can find me on WhatNot on Sid90, and then for my Instagram is Sid.90_. I just have an account for YouTube, but I'm slowly gonna be putting shorts up. So you guys check it out, Sid90. And yeah, I'm having a mega yarn show tomorrow. So if you guys want to check it out, and for all the crafters, come check it out. It'll be at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Perfect. Sonny, what's going on?
About Sid, I had told him, hey, what platforms do you want us to share over here for the live? And he was like, oh, Instagram or whatnot. And I was like, all right, from now on, like, you need to make a YouTube account. And the reason why is because I've known Sid some time now, for maybe 2 years. And he's a person that I see that it would fit him to share what he's doing and what he's coming across. And I think you would enjoy him as much as I do. And it's amazing how we see people in the community, like their potential. And life is busy. He has a family. He has an amazing family, very loving. And I got to meet them too. But I'm like, I want you to do this. Same thing with Caesar, who we've had on here before, Epic Squared. And I'm like, you got to do this. And I would say to run with content creating, Archie Biscuit. But this guy, he jumps on something, he blows up. And then he's just like mic drop, and then he leaves. Then you go on something else, and it's like, man, this guy got way more followers than me, and good for him. Like, I love people to grow, and I'm like, just keep at it. And the reason for that, like when I started YouTube, it was around the same time as Kat, but I ended up going to my job, and she was still full-time job. But I thought like I would be okay just being in the chat, but I was wanting to work on content, and I did it. And here she is. Like, it shows no matter what you do, like Kat, be consistent. No matter what you got going on, even like one video a week, tell people your story and what you're doing, inspire others. And now she's like at 120 something thousand subscribers. So much props to these people. They are more inspiring to me than what they realize. And I really like being here with you all. And I am very, very blessed to have you visiting us.
We are happy that you were with us, Archie and Sid. Thank you guys for coming. Okay, I will go to WhatNot for an hour. Don't quote me. I will go to WhatNot after the show. And I will sell jewelry. And if there are enough people, I will sell sterling jewelry because I have 2 bowls back there full of amazing stuff. So come over to WhatNot. Give me like 10 minutes. Like 10:10. I will do a show on WhatNot with you guys tonight for an hour-ish. Tyler is sick, so he's actually been sleeping the whole time. That's why Dalton is out here with me. He is in bed sleeping, so nobody will know if I am up late. And Dalton doesn't have school, so we are good as far as that. I will have a what sold video out tomorrow. I also will talk about my failing auctions. I did not get bids on any of them. And I had 6 of them running, and I'm looking, sorry for not paying attention. I was looking for next week. Next week, we are going to have 2 new guests. We are going to have I Can Hustle All Day, Arizona Pickin'. Neither one have been on before. So new guests for next week. And then Friday is going to be my high dollar what sold. And Sunday, a lot of you commented when I did my plush video that you wanted me to do squishmallows. So I did squishmallows. So squishmallow video will be out on Sunday. And I put out a new catch treasure hunting video from Marsha's thrift store. That came out yesterday, and I found amazing, amazing stuff. Like probably $1,000 in profit, pretty close, that I found for $100. And then I'll put out another catch treasure hunting maybe Friday. I don't know if I want to be editing on my birthday. I don't think I want to be editing and cooking, and yeah. So Tiffany, thank you for coming in, my friend. I am happy to see you. I appreciate you. Marsha, guys, go follow Red Cardinal Treasure. She helps us so, so much every single show. And please go follow her. Dalton is just chatting it up. I don't know how he's typing this fast. He's in the back of the shed. So Dalton will be on the WhatNot show with me. Go over there, give me 10 minutes, and we will see you guys then. Thank you all in the chat. We could not do it without you. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye, guys.